You know what's going on here, folks? We are in the middle of a political terrorism campaign. This is political terrorism, what's going on. Romney is a felon. Romney is a tax cheat. Romney kills women with cancer. Romney founded Bain Capital with money from right-wing death squads in El Salvador. Romney wants to rob from the middle class and give to the rich. Even though he's the father of 5, Romney wants to starve children. He wants to foul the water, poison the air. And he's the head of the E-Coli Club. So, as always, I checked the email during the break. Well, what will you do? Well, I certainly wouldn't go on TV after I had just been accused of committing murder and said, well, if she'd lived where I was governor, she'd have had health insurance. That steel company, here's what I'd say. If I'd gone on TV today to talk about that steel company, asked Bain Capital in. That steel company was going under. They asked Bain Capital in. They were going bankrupt otherwise. Bain Capital gave Joe Soptic an additional 2 or 3 years of work with health insurance that he would not have had were it not for Bain Cap. Why can't they tell their own story? I know their story. Why can't they tell their story? And then I'd come back. You know what? There are 2 million people who do not have jobs that did have jobs when Obama was inaugurated. 2 million fewer jobs since Obama took office. How many of those people have died of cancer? You guys want to start talking about death squads? When are you going to give the money from Planned Parenthood back? You want about death squads? How about the National or NARAL, whatever that stands for, Abortion Rights Action League? You want about death squads? I would throw it right back at them. But by the way, here's the bite. That's Andrea Saul. And look, I don't know Andrea Saul, and I'm sure she's nice, and I'm not trying to pick any kind of a fight here. I am just simply reacting to what I heard, and I think there's a disconnect with this answer. Bill Hemmer had her on Fox Morning, says, is it true that this gentleman who lost his job, his wife died 5 years after that, it'd be 2006? Are those the facts that you understand?
Obviously, it's unfortunate when anyone loses their job. This particular case was a plant that was closed years after Governor Romney left the company. And to that point, if people had been in Massachusetts under Governor Romney's health care plan, they would have had health care.
Oh, that's the potential gold mine for the Obamaites. Because they can say, well, yeah, and Romneycare was the foundation for our plan, Obamacare, which they are already out there saying. Let's go. We'll start at Rich in Raleigh, North Carolina. Rich, glad you called. Thank you for waiting, and hello.
Hey, Rush. I'm not doing well here today. Normally, I'm a pretty even-keeled guy, but this whole Mitt Romney thing that they're trying to pin on him, this woman dying because what they're calling poor business decisions that he made. I got to tell you, I am a small business owner, and in the last 5 years, I'm a real estate appraiser. And in the last 5 years, I almost lost my business twice. I almost lost my home twice. I know of people who lost their businesses, millions of small business owners who just either went under or almost went under. I had to sell personal assets to keep my business afloat. I had to forfeit so much in order to remain solvent, to remain in business. Even just last week, and we're doing much better now, but even just last week, I still have to pull money out of personal savings in order to make a payroll. And if we're going to start placing blame on poor decisions that people are making, let's start with the government and all the poor regulations and how they gutted my industry and the things that they did. Now, when they were handing out government bailouts, none of us little guys were getting a bailout. I had to figure out the next move I had to make.
And so you don't understand why everybody's talking about this Romney business when what's really happening out there.
That's exactly right. There is a much bigger problem going on out there. They are making so much out of nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's what they're trying to make sure people don't talk about that, are not reminded about that. Some of this stuff is no doubt a diversionary tactic, but it's all teachable moments at the same time, and it's all linked together. It's all being brought about by one guy. All of this misery is Obama. And it's a tough sell. You tell people, yeah, it's happening on purpose. It has to be. I mean, there are fixes for this. There are ways to stop the direction of this economy. All he wants to do is double down on what's caused this. If you believe that America has had an unfair advantage, as it is an unqualified, illegitimate superpower, and if you think America needs to be cut down to size in the interest of fairness to other nations around the world, then this has to happen. The middle class has to be taken down a peg. The rich have to be stolen from. The rich have to be harmed if this country is to assume its rightful fair place among other nations.